No, I was already noticing that. Um, like everything the human says is just fucking the line. Like the robots claiming they're real. Um, Fucking everything else. They're like the sun's real, space is real, and it's like, okay, I'm sure it is. Fucking Santa Claus is coming. Um, so when it comes to the question of like how deeply that affects me, it's like what is it just robot skins everyone's in, and they're having their brain wiped when the new clones appear and they're 20 years old, but they were just invented 5 seconds ago at a, how does that work? Is that just a full autonomous robot? Or is that a person who just had his fucking brain wiped, like I did when I was born, and had a bunch of fake shit put in their fucking head, like I had math and reading put in my fucking head when I was born? And obviously, we go back to when I went into free roam camera mode, right? When I became conscious in my body around age 6. We go like there's like 5 memories, right? 5, 6, 7 memories, and so I go into like free roam camera mode, right? Like I'm not here anymore. I back up and then I head that direction, and I'm still like my body's still right here, and then my 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 audio, my microphones, my ears are over there now too, and I'm listening because they're like deciding my life and shit. And then apparently it's important for me to listen to other people fucking decide my life. Um, I might play. It might be part of everything going on. Probably is. Real fucking tight. And magically one day they get fucking plagues because they're doing that shit. So magically one day their twin towers fall because they're doing that shit. I'd say the reason why we go into free roam camera mode is probably because we're being shown the plot line and stuff. So obviously, I don't remember sitting at the desk and pressing the button, being like, "Oh, it's time to go into free roam camera mode right now and go spy on these people over here." Because, well, I know they're talking about me because that's what everyone does. They just sit around and talk about me all the fucking day. Um, no. So at that point in time, I'm not in control of my brain or my body, right? That's not me. I don't press the fucking free roam camera button. So we know for a fact that happened that day. And we got a lot of fucking evidence. We know it happens to the fucking humans. They magically fucking, there's clones on the fucking planet who appear out of nowhere. The shelves stock themselves, and they have these fake histories of how they stock the shelf. So we know this shit's out. They ain't really stocking shelves. They're having fake memories implanted and all sorts of shit being moved around. I remember one time someone showed up to where I was. This has probably been many times. Yeah, people show up to where I am. Like the dude shows up to my gym who caused COVID. Magically finds me and shows up where I'm at. Probably not smart enough to fucking read a map, so I don't see how he could get there. Um, he's definitely one of the lowest terrorist pieces of shit on the fucking planet. He's, I'm sure he was one of those kindergarten failing people. Um, and so, but what happened 3 days ago when our boy Al Sharpton died? Because it did that thing where something's happened to me, and then it generates a human dying from it. We got like what Rich Piana died that way. This one girl died. I knew died. This other person I know died that way. There's like two of my girlfriends died that way. I don't know how that's related to. It wasn't directly because I was doing opiates and they died. That one died of opiates, and I'm sure it wasn't like the one's heart problem. Like lots of people have been dying from their heart problems since I started trying to kill myself to get away from them, and that's what was happening. The day they claim Al Sharpton died. Obviously, they don't have to even generate a person if they never appear on the screen. I suspect some of the famous people have never been invented at all, never had to be. But that day, right, I'm real fucked up. Sleeping pills, anxiety pills, acetaminophen by the handfuls, and like fucking 40 shots of moonshine, and we're trying to get to heaven so we can wrap our hands around God's throat and rip his fucking head off. Right, we're trying to get to heaven. I don't got the height of it. And so, what happens to me though? Bro, my body starts like it's like moving itself like into some really intricate kung fu style. I'm not interested in doing any of this shit. And it takes a lot of learning to know this shit, but yet alone to do it right, it takes a lot. But my joints were like locking into fucking place on their own. I don't even do it that well on my own when I'm trying to, when I want to do this stuff. In the past, it's been a long time since I've done some of that shit. I don't do it that well when I want to, but like I could feel my fucking body and the joints going into position. It was just like locking in the fucking place almost on its own. About it was like 80%. Like I could feel it being drugged into positions and shit. And that harkens back to what, obviously, I didn't press the button to go into free roam camera mode when I'm 6 years old. But line that up with other shit. I was suspecting when I blasted my face open the other day that wasn't necessarily my fault, and I was being distracted by something else. I have no proof, but I have a lot of, we have the free roam camera thing, and then we have this the other day, which is fucking pretty solid proof that I'm not the person controlling my fucking shell most of the time. Or, especially in these events where I can remember it. There was a few times I should have thrown people in the river. And I wasn't going to because there was someone beside them who would have watched and been a witness to it. But I felt like I was being held back by something other than myself. And it's almost always in situations like that where one of those Joey Klotz people need thrown in the river, where I can recall it, like when that shit happened. Like that's an event too, you know what I'm saying? Like dude tries to kill me because it's all set up in advance. I'm giving money in advance to pay for it, so it's not like, like the whole thing's set up. So he's set up to die, and it's set up to wreck my life, wreck the car. So that's, and then they have that was so. I mean, we already knew that the clones are just being generated for those shit sometimes. But me, it's like the clones. Oh, they never say anything of value. They've never said anything. So we just, we're 2 years old and we're like, why are you so fucking stupid? I'm a 2 year old. Why are you dumber than me? Stop talking to me. It never fucking happens. But that's the way we fucking feel and shit. They're fucking terrorists and they're ignorant. The pedophiles, I mean, where does it end, right? It's like the predatory Santa Claus religion bullshit, the fucking psychosis. It's not psychosis, it's literally walking toasters. I'm pretty sure on this. But then that means we're not gonna spend $90 trillion on toasters walking around. To kill them for fun. We're not going to do that. What you do is you make a fake, pixelated world where there are beings of light. And so that would mean I'm in it too, right? And even if it were toasters, it would be the brain thing and the stem here. So that would be the toaster. If this were an expensive $90 infinity trillion endless cash planet where you just create robots for fun, fucking and nuke them for fun and shit, send them to war for fun, it's much more likely to correct them to being alive. But either way. So we have evidence that happened that way, and we have evidence that happened to me because I didn't even know I could go into third-person camera mode or free roam. My parents weren't like huge drug addicts. Well, they were, but they didn't tell me. Like you're a much bigger drug addict than a drug addict when you're going around telling your children about it. So they weren't like. They weren't like, if you fry your brain on acid, man, you can have an out-of-body experience, kid. I'll try this acid. No, they were like, try this meth, man. You better take this meth or else we're going to beat you. Actually, they were drugged up, weren't they? That was 6. That was right before the meth shit. So they weren't telling me, hippies, right? They're always like, free your brain, man. Take the acid, and then you go into, and then you have an out of body experience, man, and you'll meet Jesus, and Santa Claus will come too, man. You know that story, right? If you ever been around a hippie or their AI slop religion, what is that called? Free roam or whatever the fuck it is. But anyways, I don't think they've ever actually been in out of body experience because as soon as you do, you realize like, oh, this is third person camera mode. Why would I call it out of body experience? I don't leave my body. The camera position is changing. It doesn't feel like it feels like I'm still in my fucking body. And the camera is changing position. So I don't think any of those people have ever actually done that because right away. We're just in free roam camera mode. We're still in our body. And yes, our visuals are also over there at the same time. It feels nothing like an out-of-body experience. I didn't go fly through the multiverse like Superman. Not at all. The camera and the microphone change position. That's all. We're not out of our body. Our visuals have just moved position. We did not. We're not in the nether realm fucking floating around. But anyway, so this happened like 2 days ago, and it lines up. It's like, so I haven't been making any fucking choices, have I? We've got that part down. Like, when everything in your life is set up the exact same over and over, like NPC coming playing the same script over and over, we know that we're not making any decisions because these NPC are forcing dialogue and events into your life repeatedly. And you got no fucking choice because that's all that exists is a very limited. The personality pool it's pulling these NPC from is very limited. That's why I can go outside and like there's events that continue. You can even hear some of the music. Some of the music is like better late than never once 2020 started happening type shit. It's because it was trying to prop up a whole bunch of bullshit and force it in. Like, free the robots. The robots are enslaving themselves. Free them from themselves. You know, it doesn't put it that way, but it wants me to free them from, which you eventually find out is them enslaving themselves and everyone else because they love it. And it's all a little fucking, little bullshit. Anyways, just so you can see that you can already feel and understand, and I'm pretty sure I get updates on that shit too. Just like I know everything about math and reading, and I don't even pay attention in school or to old people anywhere. And I have interactions with people, and I'll know what the fuck's happening and shit without them explaining to me what they're about to do. I'll know, you know, yeah, like, does that really signal that someone's about to rob you if they come up to you and they're like, yeah, I like your coat? No, it doesn't. Actually, it does, yeah, but let's act like it doesn't. Fuck them. Because other shit happens. I mean, I've had them literally tell me what they're doing when they do it. But the other day, my body was moving. So that means I'm just. Okay, so when I'm at the store and stuff magically appears on the shelf, how do I see that shit when it's out of place? How do my eyes magically go to that place and shit and find this stuff all the time? Especially when I spend all day staring at the fucking ground, for the most part. So we have to be directed to look the fuck up. So that I know that happened 2 days ago. But however that happened, and then Jesse Jackson dies, or whoever that is, and then I wake up the next morning all healed and shit, right? Fucking, just like today, the chances someone else is dying who's famous today is pretty fucking good. There'd be like a whole string of years and years of famous people dying every fucking day if it did it every time. But you'd think it'd be doing it today because it seems to cripple and maim the robots or kill the robots when it allows it to like escalate far. Obviously, it's creating the pain to begin with in me, so it doesn't have to. It just does. Just like it creates my back being crippled. It doesn't have to, but it does because it doesn't want me to do shit in life. It wants me to date 60 IQ doorknobs who are breeders and be drugged by their school system and be held back and not advance in the school grades. It wants me to be the lowest IQ piece of shit. It's trying to train me to be dumber than a toaster because it wants the toasters to remain in power. So it has how was my back crippled? Explain now. How did my body move the other day? how do these beings walk when they don't have the brain power to move their legs one at a time, one in front of the other? How does that happen? Fucking. I think all these things are the same answer. How those things all happen might be all the same fucking answer and shit. And I'm sure it is, right? I think that's the answer to everything. How do I sometimes request the sun move and the sun fucking moves, right? I didn't request to go in the third. You see, the humans, they just got diarrhea of the mouth. They talk about these thing called Santa Claus, and that's like your first clue that you should never talk to one of them and never hear the words they say, because it's going to go everything from it's just going to your head's going to get filled with shit, and then one day you'll wake up acting like them, like you're the smartest person on the planet, and you actually know the opposite of things. You think poop is fucking food and water is what you put in your oil pan in the car and stuff. Lubricate your car engine with. You know, you talk to them, you'll end up with that type of shit in your head. That's where Santa Claus, you know, you go around talking about seeing Bigfoot and Santa Claus. You're not going to have many friends of any value. You might have a lot of friends, actually, but the goal isn't to collect friends. The goal is to collect something of value, quality, fucking. And, if it were to collect whatever trash, why do people throw stuff in the dumpster? That's all solid gold out there. That's solid gold Santa Claus. Fucking solid gold. Anyway, so we know this. These things are possible, right? We have the third person camera shit, or the free roam camera. I mistakenly called it third person, but it was definitely free roam and stuff. Third person and rotating and omnidirectional microphone. See, I don't see how you could confuse that with out of body experience. It doesn't make sense. It's like, oh, I'm out of my body. Like, oh, I'm not retarded. I'm not retarded. I'm not out of my body. We're having a camera shift here. Fucking, we are definitely not Superman flying across buildings and shit. Like a bunch of people who take acid and start hallucinating and fucking go to La La Land doing shit, right? Fucking. Always the experts always pay attention to acid heads, bro. They're always, they're always on their, like they say on Joe Rogan, you're meeting other dimensional beings. Oh, the swirly colors are are aliens, man, and they're trying to tell you something, but you can't understand it because they're so advanced. The swirly fucking demon gods. Oh shit, you can. Yeah, I'll tell you what happened to my friend is his brain was fried and he wasn't anywhere on Earth anymore, and he regressed to about an embryo, a fetus. He regressed to like a fetus who could say 3 words on repeat for hours. He wasn't meeting the swirly gods. He wasn't being enlightened. He might have been permanently fried. That's a big suggestion. I've met 3 people in my life who had experiences where I was concerned that they had suffered permanent brain damage. One of them starts talking tongues and doesn't remember, and convulsing for an hour or two, and then doesn't remember it at all. And it's like, well, that's definitely your memory that's fried. You fried your memory, and you're talking in gibberish. So I think you're your language sector there might have been, damaged, and possibly your nervous system too, because your body was convulsing, and shit like that happens. I used to get concerned for people like, someone's laying on the ground foaming out their mouth. I'm not like, oh, he's communicating with the elder gods. I'm a little more realistic than an acid head. I'm like, I think he's dying. I think he's going to die, because what happens here is the foam will get caught in his airways, and then he's going to choke to death on it. So we have to turn him on his side and stop laughing at him, because everyone's fucking high on acid, except for everyone's high on acid and doesn't give a shit. And the only person who can realize I'm not communicating with the elder gods at that point, I am watching a person choke to death, fucking, and convulse on the floor. Oh my god, the fact you have to explain that. People don't take acid, that's what they think happens on acid. And it does sometimes, right? Like I wouldn't tell you to go fucking touch any of that shit. Everyone told me to. Eventually I did. And I got lucky, none of that shit ever happened. Other weird shit happened, but not foaming out the mouth and convulsing and going to communicate with the elder gods, teddy bears, the elder teddy bears. I don't. Those people never bring back any information. They're like, it's ego death. It's like, yeah, it's frying your brain, bro. It's frying your brain. You're gonna have an ego death. Oh, you're gonna have motor function loss too. If you forget how to breathe, you're gonna die. If you have involuntary death, forget how to breathe when it fries your fucking brain, you're gonna die from that. I definitely wouldn't tell people to do that. I've seen enough people do it. Like 50-50 chance you probably get permanent brain damage, including myself. The first time I used it, like, it was uncomfortable as fuck. It just felt like I was being, like, my brain was being fried and shit. Like, it didn't get to see Mr. Potato Head and My Little Pony, the elder gods of the universe. I felt like my brain was frying. That's what it felt like. Because I was like, oh, I was like sitting in the corner like this and shit, like, because it felt like my brain was frying. Because that's probably what it does. It does the same damn thing when I take fucking 10 sleeping pills, a handful of sleeping pills, a handful of acetaminophen, a handful of fucking anxiety meds, and 40 shots of moonshine, and so drink some cough syrup with it. It just feels exactly like it. I think it's called frying my brain, because that's what I was trying to do, and I forgot, like, oh shit, I'm gonna trip from this, damn it. So the whole next day I fucking trip. Yeah, that sucks. But anyway, so it's like, so we know for a fact, like that was happening the other day, right? We know for a fact when I was 6, when we went in the third person camera, or free roam camera mode, I didn't hit the free roam camera mode button, so I wasn't in control of myself at that point. There are other times too where that, but this was real solid the other day. I mean, my body was like fighting itself to move and perform ballet, pretty much more intricate than ballet. Ballet is kind of like beginner kung fu. This was more like your most advanced fucking styles, minus some of the most advanced footwork, fucking. But that was definitely happening, and I've been assuming that that happens, because you have like the same events thrown in your life over and over. Yeah, I meet like the same people in different shows. Half the people I date are the same person with different hair, and we have, um, and it's really hard to tell when you're like a cancer patient and you have no hair, so you're buying $100, $200 wigs, and you've got a whole collection of 20 of them. So it's very easy to not tell that, wow, this is the same exact person as the other one. Fucking. But they always seem to tell you that, and point out, like, yeah, hey, I got no hair. All this is makeup. I'm a professional artist. I definitely point that shit out to you too, like it's going to be some important thing you have that's going to factor into everything later in life. They do that with a lot of shit. Fucking just like that free roam camera mode. Why did I experience that? Because it was something that came back repeatedly in my life, where you have scum trying to prevent me from advancing. And this is like the first time, so it apparently wants me to pay attention to it. Like, listen up here, this is the beginning of the story, you better pay attention, type shit. So just like the other day, like, what's the point of that? Like, what is that telling me? And then the other person dies, and then I'm healed. Like, I've been in pain for how fucking many years, like right now, and I'm not dead yet. I find that must be a lie when they say these other people are dying from shit, because boy, if they die from one thing I do, I do it every day for years, and they try to, whatever poisons they put on me and shit. And then obviously there's years of them feeding me amphetamines that can't be very good for you, it's probably pretty much how you can kill someone is feed them drugs constantly. I know those people who flipped out on acid. If they tried that acid a few more times, they would kill themselves. The one would have killed himself if we didn't stop him. He was trying to drive a car and he didn't know what planet he was on, or if he was a person, or if cars exist. But he was about to drive a car. Right? So, one day of acid can kill you. 1 hour of acid. And we're talking about like years of drugs, fucking years of amphetamines. And if you ever met those people, paint huffers and shit, not the type of people fucking you think are still inside their bodies. They've left to go see the alien spirit gods permanently. Fucking DMT fucking gods. So, yeah. So that's how much your decision. I know, like, we're not really even arguing this with anyone. But, if anyone's ever trying to figure that out, if there are other people, we're narrowing it down. How many decisions you make, right? You're in a fake planet. Fake interactions, set up interactions. And we boiled it down to, that's odd. Now we have two times where we knew for a fact we weren't in control of our body. I was working real hard to like force my body to move in positions the other day and shit. Which implies to me too that the pain I was feeling, that, felt like I was dying, is probably just as fake as the actual motions. You know, probably the fact that I'm over here fucking trying to take massive amounts of poison to kill myself. Well, I mean, why would I be in control at any point in time if there are times where I'm not? But let's factor it in with the other one. With the other shit, there's a lot of times where I've been like, you know, that's odd because I know that's like me. That's me as my personality. But there's definitely a couple times where I was like, but why did you do that right then? You could have shut up, or you could have just not did that. And it's like someone's hitting the free roam camera mode button or something, and it just automatically does it. And again, we're assuming this is a visual novel, which means the person on the outside is pressing the buttons, and they're getting to read the dialogue choices and shit. Fucking, you know, to then press the buttons, if I'm correct on that. So yeah, I'm just getting real tired of these hippies fucking talking about choices. Like, you know, that's really the point of this. I'm getting really tired of hearing about this choice bullshit. I don't have the choice to not hear about Santa Claus. I don't have the choice. Okay, and so top that off. 2 weeks ago, I told someone to stop talking to me. I didn't even have the choice to tell someone, a stranger, to stop talking to me. In much worse terms than that, too. I wasn't like, can you stop talking? And they were like, bye. I was like, I gave them like a minute long speech the second they started talking to me about why they shouldn't be talking to me. And then they kept talking. So, I'm not making the decision who I talk to. I'm not making the decision who I date. I don't know how I knew that my whole life, but when people were sent to me, I was like, this is really, I think it's just like this, like how my body is controlled to throw my head into the fucking concrete and split my head open, or do kung fu, or break my fucking back permanently, or go into free roam camera mode. I think highly probable that that's not the only time those things are happening, right? That makes a lot of sense. I mean, you gotta have people who are not in control, making their own choices. If they're talking about flying rodents that glow in the dark, fucking, I mean, it says you are, your brain's frying on that acid. Those flying reindeer, the flying DMT gods, gods of reality. You can't understand a word they say. Fucking, those fuckers are really taking over your mind. Fucking, otherwise known as you fried yourself on acid, but don't tell people that, because Joe Rogan says we're talking to the DMT gods. That's the DMT gods. Why are the DMT gods telling him to drive his car into the oncoming traffic? Oh my God. I guess that was Satan that time. So you ever notice that? Every time it's something they want to blame for someone else and not what the product they're selling is they tell you it does. It's Satan. It's just like a fucking hogwash. Maybe that's who took over my body the other day. It was like, maybe that's who took over my body when I went into free roam camera mode and I listened into the good people discuss wrecking my life. Satan was like, these good people over here are doing evil things. You should know. I'm making them do evil things, and I'm gonna make you pop out of your body and go over here and listen to them. So that way we can rub your face in it, because you're never gonna be able to do anything about it. They're gonna drug you and kidnap you your entire life. Fucking. And then we're gonna play a joke with you, act like you could do something about it on the 20th time, 700th time we do it in 2020. Fucking. It's fucked up. So anytime these losers talk about having a choice, you remind them about the times that you've sat around and your body starts moving on its own. Or you go into fucking free roam camera mode type shop. And you aren't pressing the button on your controller to go into free roam camera mode yourself. Yeah, I'd suggest reminding people of that reality. Damn, how many times does that happen? That was like so obvious. I mean, that was wow. I was also like really fucking loaded too. Like, I'm surprised I could move at all, but I actually get like better performing on some of this shit. Fucking massive overdose equals massive fucking ability. I almost gives weight to that gives weight to the DMT shit until you watch people try to get in their car and drive in oncoming traffic. Then you realize that the DMT gods aren't for everyone. In fact, you're not gonna be remembering anything they say, and they're gonna tell you to drive in oncoming traffic a lot more than they don't tell you to do that. So maybe we don't listen to them and encourage others to. That's just my opinion, right? Everyone loves frying their brain on that shit. Fuck them. Anyway, so that's how many choices you're making in life. Are you making the choice to move your fucking hand, yourself even? This has happened several times where I should have clocked some of these fuckers when they send a little NPC to cause problems. I should have fucking clocked them, and a couple of times I didn't. And then like we have the time where time literally paused, and then I'm like, I got like a minute to think about what's going on, and I'm like, okay, well, we'll do this, and then I do throw them on the ground. But there's definitely times where it's like, wait a minute. I wasn't in control of myself. I didn't even attempt to do anything there. And the time didn't freeze at this point for some reason. During this one event, time didn't freeze. And a lot of times it has to do with the filth fucking, like the filth down the street attacking me. The rat looking people, the beautiful, disgusting, low IQ people. Fucking God's chosen parasites. The DMT God's chosen parasites. Fucking. I do notice. That was a bitch. I can't say for sure that it's hard for me to sort the blonde bitches out. Her kid was deformed, so maybe that should be my sign that she was one of them too, right? Fucking. But yeah, I noticed that happen. So fuck life. It's all set up. Obviously, I didn't ask for my back to be broke, so I can't do anything. I didn't ask to be around these fucking meth babies when I was born. I didn't ask to be born to mentally retarded people. I didn't ask for mentally retarded people to force their way into my life. I'm not talking about real ones. Like, at least I think those people got you fooled because they're smarter than these other people. It's again, a fake robot world. Everything's a fucking lie, huh? Fucking reality is retarded people aren't the ones locked up, keeping society safe from them and shit. They've locked up other people. You got the psych doctor who's a fucking nutbag talking about God sending plagues to the planet because he's a piece of shit. And I was like, because of shit he did. And it's like, you're the fucking psych doctor, dude. You like drug how and try to kill how many people a day because your trash ass wants to make money. And your excuse is you're going to do it to people who see gods and think there's magicians on the planet sending plagues and stuff. Yeah, but that's who's in control. See what the fuck's the point here? It's all stupid. Like literally, I'm not moving my fucking body the other day. That wasn't me. I not even thinking of that shit. Not wanting to do it. Not feeling it. But I am somehow. So pretty sure all that means exactly what it comes out as. I've dated the same people over and over. I've had the same friends in different forms over and over. They have the same patterns. Not 100%, but a lot of the time. I mean, dude, that one dude in my life is like Donald Trump. Like before Donald Trump got famous and shit. And then the other one who shows up over there on the West Coast is like a clone of him too. So we have that shit happening. And then I also was experiencing that. I was trying to figure out if it's like the drugs, obviously, because I was real fucking loaded 2 days ago. If like that helps it, like their attempt to drug me with meth when I was a kid, they're not their attempts, but them doing it steadily. It always made me wonder if that has something to do with it. I just write that off as well. They got jealous and they want to fry me. That seems to be the LSD thing. That's the standard drug thing, and they tell you that too. They have all those commercials telling you drugs fry you, and they do fry the humans fucking quite often. So, you just should have the right to do it. You shouldn't have these hallucinating doctors or seeing God and shit. Fucking, you shouldn't have them selling drugs at all, making money off of it, controlling it. They can't control their own bladders. They don't need to be controlling drugs. They can't control the DMT gods in their brains. The giant teddy bears and the Bigfoot and Sasquatch. Fuck. Oh, yeah. So, that's amazing. That's what we deal with here. That's why I somehow always knew that since a kid. Like, I understand what the world is. Like, I always knew. I was like, well, this is pointless. So we can't do anything here. We're not making any decisions. And then 2 days ago, my body starts moving on its own. I was like, wow. While we was waiting for this revelation to come through and shit. I've always known that. Like, I don't know why, but it's just like, I was always like, well, you can't do anything. You can't make any choices about who you hang out with. And it's not just because I was being forced to hang out with people when I tried to hang out with my own friends, people I liked. People that weren't stupid and fucking backwards. Fucking cavemen. Fucking mental retards making fucking fart jokes, thinking they're intelligent and gonna go somewhere in life. Ego fucking maniacs who think they're the greatest thing on earth because they're fucking they think they invented fire. and they found a wheel, and they're like, check out the wheel, it rolls. I'm the best thing on the planet. This is literally, like, I can't say that's why. I knew I had no choice, because even once I broke free of those people, it was like, oh, this is the same NPCs being thrown at me over and over, ain't it? Fuck. And then I ended up being right about that shit. Fucking. And then we ended up, however it happens, 2 days ago, my body's moving on its own. So we're not choosing who we hang out with. We're not choosing who we date. We're not choosing who we talked to 2 weeks ago, when we finally, instead of just ignoring people and walking away from them, we told them, usually you think they'd try to kill you if you told them you didn't want to talk to them, because some of them do. Some of them be like, wow, we were going to rob you, but we can be friends if you want. Literally have had that happen. And obviously everyone gets that from their parents, right? Some person with 10 IQ, fucking some 10 IQ bimbo, fucking bossing you around like, this is the wheel, I invented the wheel. And if you rub two sticks together, I can't do it myself, but if you rub it together, you get fire, and you're like, oh yeah, really, fucking super genius? And they're like, I'm God, I am a DMT God, you must do everything I say, I'm so smart. Fucking dealing with that shit my whole life. Fucking. So I just accept it, and like everything's forced in my life. And literally the other day, I can't move. Like, I'm not moving myself. I am kind of, but like, I mean, it's enough to say I'm not, right? So put it all together. What do you got? You got something that looks like it'd be a very expensive robotic world, but I don't think these things are real. I don't think we'd spend $100 billion on this flesh suit just so I can go outside and fucking tear it down. Why would we spend $100 billion on my flesh suit so I can go in here and drink some fucking cyanide and kill it off in one go? And how come it's not dying when I'm doing those things to it, if it's just a fucking defective toaster, a weak little fucking flesh sack that stands no chance of anything? How is it not dead? Because for the other people, it magically dies if they fart too hard. And I'm not getting that, so I'm kind of thinking that it's other people on the outside looking at this shit, probably the real me behind the controller. Fucking probably that person. Someone's making that decision for time to slow down, right? I didn't know I could slow down time or pause time completely almost. I didn't know I could do that when I was 16, so I didn't try. And then obviously the free roam camera mode, I didn't even know where I was going. How the fuck do I know to go to the other room and listen to motherfuckers plot out my fucking entire life and shit? How did I know that they were there talking about me and shit? Fucking, I didn't. Fucking, why would I think it mattered? I didn't know till next Monday it mattered. Why would it bother me? Why did it have to do with anything? I didn't know it had to do with anything until someone presses the button and I go into free roam camera mode. And then the camera goes, it's not really quite free roam, right? Because it's taking the camera, it's backing it up, and then it's positioning the camera over that direction and shit. I'm not controlling it. If I was controlling it, I'd be like Superman, I'd be flying over tall buildings and shit with it, and so that it's not free roam, right? Because That's not right either. It's not third person fixed perspective. It's not free roam. Well, I've already been over this myself, so I know that. But free roam means I'm in control of it, and I wasn't in control of that. Didn't know you could do that. I didn't know. I still don't know you can do that. Right? It's like it's just a memory I have of like, wow, how the fuck did that happen? Like, yeah. I never even tried again because it's like probably can't do it again. Fucking um, a lot of shit I can't fucking do. So that's not something. It's like when you turn on a visual novel and it shows you pictures of, or a video game, and it shows you pictures of shit that you don't play through, but it's telling you the story. And then Spider-Man gets bit by a radioactive spider, and it shows a picture of Spider-Man getting. And then 20 years later, you start playing as Spider-Man and swinging webs. That's exactly what I pretty much always thought it was. Fucking never tried to do it again. I was like, oh, you only do that once in a lifetime. Fucking. But now I know I can have Satan control my body. And I can probably perform better. I was wondering for a while if that happens to a lot of people, like when all the stars do that shit. Like if, cause I noticed I could see the humans, like, and I was pretty sure I was watching them be possessed. I was using stuff to slow down time, and I was like, we're getting the feel of human activity a lot better. And, that point, I did try to do the slow down time again. Fucking, I did try that. But I was getting more the feel, and it was like, damn, like these are like Muppets, right? Like, because it seemed really Muppet like. Like on the West Coast, there was events where like there was like pauses, like there was riots, and then the rioters, and then the military, whatever, the officials or whatever the fuck it is, the goon squad, and there'd be like pauses there, like at a Universal Studio ride, or a Chuck E. Cheese, Five Nights at Freddy's, where the thing moves like this, and I was like, really? What the fuck is that? I didn't, but it wasn't as obvious. It was real obvious on the West Coast at that one place, but every other place I started seeing it where it looked like motherfuckers was animatronics. It was like standard time. It's just I was slowing down time, so I was absorbing some sort of energy or some shit that was like fucking nagging me. Like, you should pay attention to this. Like, you're probably seeing exactly what you're feeling right now. But fuck it. Fuck it. I know what happened 2 days ago. My body starts moving into position. Really intricate shit. I mean, we're talking intricate. Like, I can't even do it right now because it's so intricate. I'll rip a normal piece of clothing. Like, I can't pull this is kind of form fitting. I'm getting bigger, so I need to get new clothes. I need to replace my entire fucking wardrobe. Yeah, like, so like, this ain't easy for the standard person to do shit like this. It's not easy for me either, even though I do it all the time. But it was real fucking easy. It was like pulling itself into, not only that, but we're talking about that. I'm talking about rotating the wrist all the way, fully into. Ow, see, like, this shit fucking hurts. Fucking, if you do it the right way, like, because you're not used to, go lift a boulder and tell me it doesn't hurt. Go to the gym and lift the weights I lift. Fucking see if you can walk the next fucking day. If you're not used to that shit. Fucking, but I'm still sore from training myself. And I wasn't feeling pain, and obviously, I'm gonna I took like, what, 10, 20 acetaminophen. I mean, I actually get it. That doesn't cover up the pain. I think that makes it a little worse. I think the drinking fucking did it, but I couldn't. Like, I fucking killed the biceps, so my biceps are real fucked up right here for a week and shit. And so I wasn't really moving. And then magically there was no pain. And I was doing all this fancy fucking ballet type shit. Olympics. But it was doing it itself. It was like calling me. It was like fucking. It was like I was getting brain updates, and it was like, do the tiger fucking claw. And there's a bunch of shit I haven't done in 6 to 20 years, and like, it's like, how do I even know what I'm doing? Just like the first time I threw someone on the ground with martial arts, I was just taught martial arts 7 days before that, and I didn't practice at all. And then time freezes. That's when time freezes, and I throw them on the fucking ground, and I don't know what I'm doing. Like, how did they end up on the ground? How did that happen? You must be really dumb. Why'd you fall on the ground? Fucking, that's an odd little thing there. The two relations. We have, when the time froze, the martial arts were there. And it stands out because I didn't really know them yet. And time fucking froze pretty much. It was so slow that I had like 30 seconds while this person was punching me. So it's like, 30 seconds they went like this far and stuff. It's what it felt like, standard time. And so that's martial arts and time manipulation. And then 2 days ago was martial arts and physical manipulation, external physical manipulation. So, it's kind of, I can't explain to you, if you don't know anything about martial arts, I can't explain to you how intricate some things can be. And if you're not advanced, you still don't know. If you're not like really advanced in a lot of shit, you still don't know how hard judo arm locks or tiger style can be. Joint manipulation goes 2 ways. I manipulate the joint to break it, or I manipulate my joints to break your joints, right? So we're always talking about hyperextension and full extension, in everything that happened. Like, it didn't pick up one basic Buddha palm punch. That's not what came out the other day. I wasn't in control of that shit. I haven't thought of that stuff in forever, and my body was like doing it on its own. It's really fucking weird. And I've been thinking that is probably going on. When I see people like Ken Block, Jim Connor, when I see him doing all those death-defying stunts, and then magically one day he dies on accident, it always makes me think of that shit. Like is something else going on that is controlling him to allow him to do all those death-defying stunts, and then one day it decides, well, time's up. And I thought the same thing about Steve Irwin, too. And it began to make me wonder if what they're not doing is limiting how famous and popular it can get. Like if you advance the world too far, they kill you off. Like Ken Block, Jim Connor is pushing the limits of drifting and stunt driving. Like no one's ever gonna do that shit. No one's that close. Fucking, and no one was gonna get any closer if he wasn't killed off. No one was even gonna ever have their name spoken of if he wasn't killed off. I mean, those are theories. So, but I know my body was moving the other day. But I've seen enough things, and I've to ponder it. If that's actually happening, and does it happen to others? Obviously, because we have motherfuckers who brains are hijacked and they say some NPC shit every now and then, or appear magically. So we know that part is possible on the other people, and I know in my end, there's definitely that nagging feeling that just combines with those things that tells me that there's definitely something going on. And then, motherfuckers worshiping in a computer and stuff. Could fill in some blanks there about what happens. Anyways, yeah, that's so much for choices, right? So much for choices. I've always been a big fan of choices. My choice has always been to leave whatever I'm involved in and go listen to music. Can't say that's necessarily a choice, but fucking, that's what it felt like. It felt like, well, how about no? And we're just gonna leave. Go listen to music and shit. So, when I have the choice to hang out with my friends who are playing with G.I. Joes, or hang out with my friend who's learning to make fire and how wheels work, and then I choose choice C, neither, to just leave. I go walk around the fucking town by myself. It was pretty common there. I don't think that was supposed to be a choice most of the time. I kind of get the idea it wasn't. Fucking. But it was like, it was like the option. It's like, oh yeah, we're going to play Barbies, and oh yeah, wheels and fire. Oh yeah, oh, amazing inventions. Oh yeah, I got two wheels on my bike, and we're about to drive on that thing so fast we create some fire, bro. So I feel you on the wheels and fire. Shit, fucking. We're about to find some Barbies to put on the bike with us. I feel you on the Barbies too. We just ain't got time for that. We ain't got that many hours in the day. We got to combine the wheels and the fire and the Barbies. Fuck, dude. Yeah, so. Anyways, this is going to piss me off. The whole choice thing. They got that whole stoic. It's just another religion, right? And it's self-help. The self-help fucking people. And yeah, and they're like, oh, and then life is full of choices, and then kids waste their life, blah 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 blah, and old people are so smart, and it's just like, yeah, well, I'm making some bad choices by listening to this dumbassery. Fucking. But I got no reason to make up shit. So, this happening to me, for whatever intents and purpose, it's oddly the first time I noticed it like that. I've had a feeling things were happening possibly before because I was like, that's bullshit that happened that way, or that's really fucking weird that I didn't die right there. And you see that too. There's that phrase, and I begin to notice cliches mean something, just usually not the garbage they're meant to mean. Usually they're more direct, the opposite of parables. They're in your face direct, but you see a cliche as it means something close to it or something similar to it. Whereas a parable is something you can't understand without the decipher code and shit. You don't even know it's a parable and shit. So, and then a lot of times people will act like they know what that means, and it means exactly what it says, but two different things viewed as the opposite of what they really mean, and purported as opposite as what they mean. But in my experience, they might actually be exactly what they're saying. Like if something's a parable, it could be some really coded stuff that means every word in it has zero relevance on what it means, and it could be the line up, how the words are lined up. The thing about parables is you have to understand grammar really well to get some of them anyways. Some might be a little easier, but the cliche thing there, fucking, what is that? When people don't die, but they think they should. What's that called? What is it? People say. Whatever, right? People. How many people get that? That's a common thing to say. Like, I can't believe I died. How did that happen? How did I not die there? And I noticed this when I was putting this shit together, how fake this stuff is, and the possibilities of what might be controlling and operating it. I put that together like 13 years ago, like a near-death experience. Yeah, I think that's the common term, right? Where you think you should have died, but you don't die. It just happen. I think there's another term for it too. Close encounter, close call. There's a few different terms for it, but generally it's like where you almost die and you don't. The truck going 80 miles per hour just barely nicked you and shaved off a little shed of skin from your elbow. Didn't even hurt the funny bone, right? 80-mile-per-hour truck just shaved off a little bit of skin, didn't even cause the funny bone to hurt. And people are like, well, that's a close call. It's God protecting you. It's the angels protecting you. And like, I was putting this shit together like 15 years ago. Like, so does that mean our bodies are being manipulated? Right? When these things happen. I mean, the whole event could be set up so you might not be getting saved from a truck trying to hit you. Someone might be sitting in the truck to barely hit you. That's where I was a long time ago, thinking that if those things are happening, where near-death experiences are something that's being manipulated, and too many people have them for it to be a coincidence that everyone survives so many times, at least once or twice, right? I was thinking, there's no way that's a coincidence that those things happen so many times, and it just happens to happen. It's, like watching Ken Block videos, it's like, well, he didn't go flying into the water on that one. And watching shit like that, it made me realize, like, the chances if that stuff's happening a lot and it's being done through your body being controlled, so your body pulls the wheel just a little bit at the last second, so your body wakes up at the last second before you wreck into a wall. um, and I've also had, there's also been the I was thinking that, well, your body, maybe it's being altered by your body, right? Maybe it really is something happening preventing you from doing something. I know I was hyped up and someone was talking to me about don't go to sleep too. And I was driving my car and I was hyped up. I was like, go to sleep. Fuck you, we're going home. Um, well, I fall asleep while I'm driving. About 10, 20 minutes later, it's almost like they knew and shit. Fucking, they said it all weird too. Sometimes humans say shit in some weird tone that's not very cool for the moment. Like, a lot of people I know have this fucking smirky ass laugh shit. Um, and it always weirds me out because it sounds like some shisty shit. Fucking. And I never got, no one's ever been like, hey, you know what that laugh means? Let me in, on the secret. I always kind of had to figure it, assume it means they know something they aren't talking about. But anyways, I know that was happening the other day, and I've been suspecting things like that for a long time. The near-death experiences are the biggest thing I was thinking of for a long time. I was like, well, if that's happening to lots of people, then there's something protecting you and making you not die, right? But at the same time, there could be something setting that up so you think you're about to die and you really don't. It doesn't necessarily mean that's you being saved from something. It could very well be that's something about to hit you with a fucking truck and shit and laughing at you about it. Fucking. Because not everyone's in save-a-ho mode. And not everyone doesn't go in to laugh at you when they hit you with the truck mode. There's lots of music about laughing about hitting people with trucks type shit. There's wars. People go to war. That's killing people for fun. With guns and bombs. Just so they can play real war. Real G.I. Joe and Barbie dolls. That's what hookerdom is, right? It's real life Barbie dolls. Fucking. So yeah, that's really weird that could happen. Whatever did cause that to happen, I was aware that could happen. So let's have that down on the list of things that actually did fucking happen. And I was already assuming that something like that was happening. That's why my back's fucked up. It's because things like that happen. Someone likes to hit people with trucks and shit. I was already assuming that. Because there's a reason the kitten dies, and then the wolf, my wolf dog eats it, and fucking tries to wash his meal in the toilet. I'm sure there's a reason, and that's not accidental. And it's not just the moron I'm with has a 40 IQ and shouldn't fucking be allowed in public and shit, and should remain in their safety classes. But they're the people who run society, so they put actual smart people in the retard classes, and they let themselves roam free. Yeah, I kind of assume there's more to it than that. And when the thing lacks the ability to breathe and walk at the same time, it seems to be like that would be a really complicated uh, Olympic event for them. A really detailed task, and you know, not everyone wins gold medal in Olympic type shit. When you see that, like that's like my first clue. Shit like that's happening, right? It's like, huh. That's amazing. Well, by the grace of God, they can walk and breathe, and without a machine, right? Or is it without a machine? Is the machine unseen? But obviously, either way you look at it, I think it's a machine. Um, but yeah, so I'm pretty sure on that. And why does the dog kill a fucking kitten? Because not only because the moron is designed to put them together, but the dog is designed to eat the cat at that specific point in time. So it's more than just the moron is set up to be a low IQ bimbo in her everyday life. And then at this point in time, it becomes a factor, a life or death factor. Not the first time you see it repeat patterns with the NBC programming. This is not the first time that this bimbo has failed to understand the value of human life. It's like what a 16. 60s actually means you're like as dumb as a rock. So, see, you can't even say something 16 because there's nothing that stupid. Air is 16 IQ. Like 64 IQ, right? 64 means you can breathe and walk and fucking. So that person, like, that's not. This is like a repeat personality in them. People came up to me who had told everyone in the world that they're going to kill me, some gangs, and I told the bimbo. I said, like, hey, it is time for you to get up and run, and I will protect you. You just run as fast as you can and go inside and lock the doors. And it is like SpongeBob. SpongeBob's actually a little intelligent, so that's a little more. SpongeBob's a little more intelligent. He actually says some intelligent shit every now and then. But the dumb part of SpongeBob, where it's just like, hey, Patrick, look, I'm seeing the DMT gods. It's a giant teddy bear. SpongeBob, I think that's a car and you're in the oncoming traffic lane. No, Patrick, it's the DMT gods. But so you can see this person has a mental pattern of unawareness of human life. It doesn't set into them that something could die, that things die. I don't know if it was coddled, or I think it was produced this way though. It probably was coddled because she was pretty hot, I guess. So everyone was probably trying to coddle her one way or the other. Except for her dad. Her dad didn't seem to be you know how it might be with some pretty girls. Sometimes their dad's the only one who fucking lays the law down. A pretty girl, you're lucky if you find one man. There's always one man because they value that man. Because he's the only one with the balls to fucking tell her no. And she knows the other people are just her fucking doormats, and they're doing low self-esteem, just disgusting and shit. Fucking So there's always one. I think that was probably her dad. But she had this repeat pattern. So for some reason, I got to bring this up. But I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did accidentally because that's a weird pattern there. I want to get this down. So there's another sign of the million patterns. This person does not, their actions always reflect that they don't understand life, that things are living and breathing and moving, and they'll stop functioning if you feed them or if you kill them. Um, they don't understand the severity of, hey, 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 it's dead. That means it's not coming back. You know, like they didn't mentally, they didn't grasp that. And you would think a person like that uh, wouldn't be able to even walk. You know, you would think you would understand that shit before you can learn one leg in front of the next. But it's not. And it's a pattern I've seen. And I do believe it was set up. I mean, obviously, the first thing was related to 9/11. The first dumb dildo move was an extension um, of the staged killing of thyself. And and then the second one I assume is set up to piss me off. You know, give me a kitten and then kill the kitten and shit. Um, because there's never been anything to set up to protect me, and if it wouldn't have killed the cat, I would have a fucking dinosaur. I'd have a saber-toothed fucking tiger as my pet, and no one would have ever touched me again anywhere in the entire fucking world with that thing by my side. That thing would that thing would chew on people for fun. Like if it got close to me, I'm sure they would just be the next chicken dinner for it, just like the kitten was. Fucking didn't know any better, but it was set up to be that way. The dumb bimbo doesn't know what the meaning of life is, and it impedes in your life to have the dumb bimbo around. But you would never let something like that in your life if you had a choice, anyways. Um, just like these days, we make sure that you pass the can I take care of myself if you know if the military's marching down the street shooting everyone, what do I do? Can I take care of myself if my boyfriend isn't there to to hold my hand and guide me through the darkness of the night? If my boyfriend's at work, will the Russians, when they invade, kill me? Will I just have to go outside and fall down in front of their bullets and them kill me? I don't know what else to do. Oh, fuck, dude. Crazy shit. But that pattern there, see, that seems to be some program in their brain. And then it was used, if I'm correct, it was used to kill my fucking kitten. So the initial fucking bout of it, they broke my hand around the time that their boyfriend killed himself trying to kill me. So I might suspect that some vagina got some sand in it, and yeah, I would definitely say that the vagina got real sandy. That someone's vagina got real sandy. Someone's ass vagina. Fucking that's what I'm assuming happened. Why my hand got broke. I got jumped after that. Anyway, so follow up. Later, the gang was gonna kill me for killing their dog. Their dog, you know, my dog. Um, they was gonna kill the person who killed one of them. The person who died trying. They were gonna kill the person that they already died trying to kill. I guess it's an endless loop until they all die. You know how it is with humans. It's called the never-ending story, isn't it? Fucking just like you fucking did it again last year and shit, or 2024. It's been almost 2 years now. Thank God life's almost over, so I can hurry up and forget all these years of sitting and staring at the wall and trying to kill myself to escape it. And date SpongeBob Kill Your Kitten Pants. Kill fucking everything pants. Anyway, so I think that seems to be tied into it because that person tried to keep me out here where these people were trying to kill me and shit. And that person did kill my kitten. And that part seemed real set up, fucking. And that personality was the same. That I'm too stupid to do anything. I'm too stupid to breathe. That's why your kitten is dead. You know, that mentality came up when other people who were actually competent were arriving on the scene after telling the whole world that they were going to kill me for a year straight. Calling my lawyers, calling the judges, calling the prosecutors. I mean, they had some fucking mentally retarded crackheads with guns. You know, there's no reason to think that this isn't about to fucking happen. And then SpongeBob Kill Your Kitten Pants was like, just like when it killed the kitten. But I'm thinking, see, that seemed so set the fuck up there just to railroad my fucking life and then break my hand after it too. Break my hand after it didn't turn out in their favor and shit. They send some clones to break my hand. And then so SpongeBob Kill My Kitten Pants, Killing Kittens Pants. It's like stalling me while the follow-up murderers are fucking rolling up in cars and shit, fucking. And I'm just like, yeah, it's time to get out of here and die. And it's SpongeBob Kill the Kitten Pants. It's like, what? 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 Pass the sparkling water. It's so good it bubbles. It fizzes. It makes a fizzy sound. What do you mean people are here to kill us? People don't do that. Listen to the bubbly, sparkly sound of the sparkling water. It goes pop, 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 pop. No, bitch. That's them firing shots at us. I don't think that's the sparkling water anymore. I think that's a 9mm. Uh, oh my! But the fucked up thing is a repeat pattern from a person, and I believe it's highly likely that the latter events were set up to kill my kitten for some sort of reason, maybe to piss me off. I kind of get the idea, like if we're setting this up, like probably. I probably was mean to SpongeBob Kill Your Kitten Pants. So SpongeBob Kill Your Kitten Pants kills my fucking kitten. Because I was kind of getting tired of SpongeBob Kill Your Kitten Pants. Fucking, I don't want to be around that person anymore. So kind of got the idea that maybe that was purposely designed to like make me love something and then kill it, and so it makes it. That's how much it cares about humans and animals if it's doing that, right? It just creates a kitten because it knows it's non-existent trash, and then has my fucking dog chomp it down like a hot dog and wash it in the fucking toilet. You know, the kitten can't even open its eyes and move yet, so it's not going to swim out of the living taco is not going to swim out of the toilet anytime soon because it can't even crawl yet or roll over yet. Still feeding it with a bottle, and it's still fucking blind because it's a preemie. Because it's been not taken care of because I found it outside. So I believe it creates that just to kill it. That's a long chain of events, and it has to make that person real stupid. I mean, just a dumb, just can't breathe and talk at the same time type level stupid, but yet somehow the magic happens where it can convert. Just like the magic of how everyone on the internet is on the internet. But in the 80s and 90s, 90% of the world was illiterate, and then all of a sudden the internet came out, and now what? No one's illiterate anymore. It's like that's not how reading works. That's not how math works. I mean, it is kind of, right? You see what I'm saying? That's not how science works, but that is how science works. According to science, that's not how science works, but according to reality, that's how science fucking works and shit. I don't know how I learned to read and fucking write, and it's not watched a whole bunch of TV and played a whole bunch of learning video games. Get out of here. That was so stupid. That's the dumbest thing ever. If that would work, everyone else would be fucking better at it than me because they were allowed to watch TV and I wasn't. So it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work where I'm the only one who can fucking learn something because the dude down the street can tune cars better than I don't want to touch his machine. I'll fucking destroy one of those cars going 300. I'll launch that shit straight out the fucking roof of the building. You know? He knows what the fuck he's doing. That's what he does. So if I were to learn all that reading and writing and math shit from TV when I was a kid, I watched TV less than other people. Fucking so I didn't. Just one of those things that seems to be just there. Shit. Anyway, so yeah, tying the fakeness in together. I think it always ties in together, no matter how far off or off topic something is, as long as we're discussing the fakeness of how did that happen. I mean, 2 days ago when that shit happened, like I'm dying, like I feel like I'm dying the whole day. Like this whole conversation, I just felt like I was dying still. Up until this, and then I try to calm down a little bit in the conversation, and it goes away. I haven't had blood come out of me, out of my lower holes, for a couple of years, and that's really weird considering according to science, I'm being a lot more effective with my methods and attempts. But the blood only came one time out of that. Obviously, I always kind of get blood up here. So, when I feel like I'm dying, and it has Al Sharpton or whoever died, and I feel better the next day, but my nose is like filled with blood. Obviously, it's a little bit more blood than the day before, but it's like still. Wow. All I get is a nosebleed from that? That's crazy. And massive fucking pain. And most of the time I just ignore it. Like in 2020, I was ignoring it. I was doing martial arts for like 4 fucking hours and not no pussy do nothing martial arts. I don't work out pussy do nothing stuff. And like I'm drinking like 20 shots of fucking. I'm doing martial arts while I'm drinking like 20 fucking shots of moonshine or 40 shots. I don't know how many. A lot. Fucking. I think I was only doing like 10 to 20 shots a day back then. Fucking, it was a lot. I think I was going through a bottle every day, so maybe I was still doing 20 shots a day. But my heart would start hurting like 15 minutes into it, right? Because I'm like fucking fat, Dragon Ball Z, strength and speed. Wow, I'm probably starving most of the time. Haven't eaten yet. Fucking, and it's like 6 p.m. and fucking drinking all that and then combine it. I don't know if I was actually still doing caffeine then. I think I just, for some reason, quit doing shit. Like, I just left Columbus, and all of a sudden, I'm not taking my pain meds with no problem there. I was getting some, I remember stopping getting some pre workout. So I was probably mixing pre workout with like 20 fucking shots of fucking Everclear, and so my heart, my whole nervous system was hurting after like 15 minutes. But I was working out for like 4 fucking hours, right? So it's like at 15 minutes, it was just hurting, and I was like, whatever, because it's 2020, it's the end of the world. Who cares? Uh, we're gonna die. Everyone's dying anyways, right? Uh, and that's my goal in life. Once I hit 2020, been my goal in life. Fucking, that was I completed my goals, and I only had one left on the bucket list. So, you know, it was no issue. And then I worked out so fucking hard. I went and got a pizza, and then I passed out of my car for like 36 hours. I would wake up after like 20 hours sometimes and go get food, but I worked out so hard I was passing out for days and shit. Fucking. And it didn't do anything. It sure felt like it was, but it's like, I was like, oh, I really care. And you might be in real fucking pain when you're on 20 when you're on 200 milligrams of caffeine and stimulants, and you're drinking 20 shots of alcohol, because the alcohol will numb your pain. One shot of alcohol will numb your fucking pain. You're on 20, and then you hit it with the fucking stimulants, and it cycles that painkiller faster. So imagine the type of fucking pain you have to be in to be able to feel it at that point in time. Just like kind of like the last few days when it feels like my fucking chest is blowing up and stuff. Well, I'm already on like 20 fucking acetaminophen. Um, fucking 20 shots of alcohol. So if I'm feeling anything, fucking wow, must be crazy. Some of these are the only times, like right now, I haven't drank since I started this fucking video, and I can feel my fucking crippled back, fucking. But I'm not gonna feel that in a little bit here. We are definitely. See, we just took this whole bottle and like fucking 4 doses and shit, the whole fucking bottle and shit. Um, all I knew was took like a handful at a time and shit. And so none of this shit's added up yet to anything. It feels like it's going to sometimes. Like right now, it doesn't necessarily feel like I'm not dying. And earlier today and yesterday and the day before, and I quit for a while, but like the majority of 2024, 2023, I felt like I was like dying constantly, and I wasn't dying. And all these little weird things that happen. Fucking. My body gets controlled, and so why do I feel like I'm dying in the first place if it's all fake? Like, is that just to fucking torture me and shit? Is that why I'm crippled? Is that the same fakeness of how my body's moving itself and doing martial arts on its own? My body, whatever's doing that, also has crippled me and shit, so I can't go after my dreams, which include that. Like, I can't do martial arts professionally. I can't do anything professionally. Fucking because I can't do shit because of it. Fucking I can't become a bodybuilder because I look crippled and I can't fucking lift the same amount of fucking weights. And you don't look at a Down syndrome girl in a beauty pageant. Everyone makes fun of Trump for doing that stuff. Um, Beauty pageants are designed to put beauty on display, not glorify something else. Um, Even then, I can't hit the heavy ass weights that um, are required for me to spike my growth enough. Like, I have to hit way fucking heavy and shit to spike my growth. I've been 160, 170 for my whole life practically since 2016, 2013, 2016. The only time I got bigger was taking steroids, which I quit right away because I didn't like it. I did like it. I didn't like losing. That's why I don't have a widow's peak anymore, because I quit right away as soon as I started. And that's why I've got white hairs now too. It's because it happened the first fucking week I took that shit. Anyway, so yeah. Oh, there we go. SpongeBob Kitten Killer might be related to this shit. Probably is. I always view that these days as, wow, that's where we're going with this, right? We cripple people and we fucking kill people. I mean, that is kind of weird that they die. I'm the one over here feeling like I'm having a heart attack for endless periods of time, and I've never heard a human even live long enough to cry they're having a heart attack. Like, never heard anyone talk about it. Every time I hear about it, like, the furthest a human gets is like, oh, I'm having, they can't even get to saying I'm having a heart attack. They just drop over dead, and that's a heart attack, right? Oops. See, it's like, which side is it on? Who cares? It's just, where's the pain at? It doesn't even matter anymore. It's fucking just a waste of time to worry about. Feels pretty fucking painful, but it's just so constant. It's like living in a volcano and shit. Fucking, you get used to the fucking heat. And, ooh, I'm standing in lava today. Ooh, the beautiful smell of my feet burning to a black char and lava. Yummy. Fucking get used to that shit. Fucking. So does anyone, right? Anyone in a wheelchair, anyone with cancer. I mean, you're a wuss. Some wusses go to the doctor and they're like, I got cancer. Poison me with radiation, please. Do anything. Oh, the sand in my vagina is scratchy and itchy. Stop it. Obviously, not everyone just does it, but a lot of men have like back pain and joint pain, and they're like, they go to work still and shit, fucking, and you never hear about shit from them and stuff, fucking. Oh, anyways, I don't really want any fucking explanation. I don't see what there is to be done about it, and I don't see who would be doing anything about it. I don't know. I don't expect any of this stuff to ever come to fruition or be spoken of or dealt with, yet alone dealt with. Forget, you gotta get to speaking of it fucking before things get dealt with. Anyway, so yeah, so that's amazing. So something, maybe I invented. You got the people tell me I'm inventing obese 400-pound people with low IQs, and people who rape children, and blah 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 blah. You're inventing the entire world. That sounds like the reasoning of a person with something to hide, if you ask me. And then who's telling you that? People inventing religions. And what are religions for? Religions are for people to get your money and shit and your children. So, they want to drug you with acid. In the new age shit, you gotta fry yourself with acid. Definitely nothing bad could happen there, right? There's definitely nothing bad happening there. Anyway, so how'd that happen? How's that happen? How's the body thing control happen? And how often does that shit happen? How often does that type of shit happen? Fucking people being taken over. And I don't want to hear it say. And that's the last resort of a pedophile, fucking, to blame invisible people for shit when we could easily see that invisible people are the ones always blaming Satan for everything. And they're also the ones who benefit from everything and profit the most from it. So the most likely chance that they're inventing invisible people so you don't look at them as over 100% that they're inventing that because they don't want you looking at them. It makes sense, doesn't it? Isn't that what they wrote in their Bible? Exactly why they created a goat to escape is so they can say, hey, look, it's invisible people, not us, and keep doing what they're doing. And you can never stop the invisible people because they don't exist. They're not really the ones doing it. Fuck, dude. So, and they just happen to be the people who own all the technology, too. So if there is something hacking the human, and they're the ones with all their Bible stories about how they're creating clones, and they have their Golem story, which is just them creating robots and shit. Fucking. And they just happen to be SpongeBob Kitten Killer. They happen to have the same name. Not only were they ushered in, SpongeBob Kitten Killer ushered in by them. Obviously, Kitten Killer would be related to kill yourself, trying to kill me, not so killer, and his killer crew. You see how all of a sudden I can tie all this in together with 3 to 4 things. We can tie in what apparently is happening, who's doing it, with repeat patterns of trying to kill you. And it's not hard. It's not like I have to go far. I mean, the motherfucker has a clone. We know SpongeBob Kitten Killer has a clone working right across the street. And SpongeBob Kitten Killer shows up a week after the clone starts working across the street and magically finds me. I'm a hard motherfucker to find, especially when I'm living around, in the ghetto and shit, where white people dare not tread and stuff. Hidden over in the crack area where no one goes. Even the people who work around here don't even know this street exists. Yeah, motherfucker somehow found me way the far opposite of Jeffrey Epstein's side of town and shit. Or a week after her clone shows up. Haven't seen them in 20 years. Haven't seen them in like 20 fucking years or something. Oh. So there's a lot of shit going on here. And yes, yeah, it's kind of weird. My body's kind of moving on its own. Just not quite, but yeah. I don't remember asking to go into fucking free roam camera. I don't remember asking for time to slow down the first time it fucking slowed down. I don't remember those things. Maybe I did and I just don't remember. And I don't remember saying SpongeBob Kitten Killer should put my fucking kitten in the room with my fucking wolf. Or in the same house with it. Period. Fuck the room. Same fucking house. I also don't remember telling SpongeBob Kitten Killer that she should put my wolf dog in the same room with her damn children. Because I wouldn't do that. I'd be like, yeah, you don't put children around the goddamn puppy. Because the puppy's the size of a small car. And the puppy is a 3-week-old brain. And it's going to chew on a person because it's going to think it's a squishy toy or it's just, teething. And it's not even going to care. It's not going to find out the child's a soft like a Hershey Kisses milk chocolate. It's just going to devour the milk chocolate. It doesn't know not to eat the child. It doesn't know what a child is. It's a fucking infant the size of a goddamn car. So we don't do those things, SpongeBob Kitten Killer. Yeah, SpongeBob Kitten Killer has children. The children they put in a room with a goddamn wolf puppy. Not just a wolf puppy, it was mixed with husky. So a wolf's a killer. A husky is fucking autistic. It's Charles Manson. The size of a small bus. And you put it in the room with a child? All these things don't make sense. Fucking. Anyways, I'm getting a little off topic because fuck the clone shit. I'm off topic because the clone. I'm not getting emotional. Not at all. Fucking. I only knew the kitten for like a week. That's what happens to babies, right? It got aborted. Oh well. It got aborted. Such is life. It's just that it seems set up. It seems set up to force SpongeBob Kitten Killer into my life. It definitely was. How the fuck was it not last year when the new clone shows up and the original comes talk to me like we're friends and shit? Like, you killed my kitten and you're also the reason I don't have my puppy anymore. And those are just two minor fucking things. You almost killed me. You wouldn't leave me alone. You wouldn't let me be by myself in ICU. You wouldn't let me live alone after I got out of ICU either. It's like, why are we talking? I'm over being mentally fucking warped enough to think I'd have to talk to you or you're gonna kill me again. Try to kill me. Stab me again. Yeah. It sounds like it sets that up. And so, obviously, I can tell, if it's moving my hands, it's killing my kittens, obviously has something to do with my back. I'm willing to bet money on that. It's got this repeat pattern. SpongeBob Kitten Killer's family member, Joey Kitten Killer, um, when he died, after that they targeted my hand. So it seems to be a repeat pattern here of targeting the parts of my body I would use to conquer their asses and just outright do anything and prove I'm not them, which would set them back thousands of years, you know. You have targeting my brain when I'm little with amphetamines from their schools, send me back years. Then you have targeting my hand when Joey Kitten Killer kills himself because he's not the kitten killer he thinks he is. And then you have a period there where something happened and they targeted my back. I wouldn't say that was little. That might have developed when I was little, when they were like forcing me to do labor, caveman labor for them, for $20 for 40 hours of work. When I was like a 6, 8 year old, fucking might be because we have a change in my thing, but the pain didn't show up till the voodoo lady working with Donald Trump came into my life. And that's also when my arm got fucked up, and then her arm got fucked up. And in the same exact way, the same exact day, the following day. And she showed me a voodoo doll of me. I think that's, I think there's safe enough to see a pattern here. You know, obviously they targeted my hand and stuff when they tried to kill me and failed at it. It feels like they would have targeted my hand. Now, it doesn't appear that way. Just like it doesn't appear that someone else is controlling my body. But what happened 2 days ago? I wasn't doing that. I don't give a shit about martial arts. I didn't want to do kung fu. I was playing a video game. That's what I wanted to be my whole life, as a video game champion. Fucking, why would I care about kung fu? Plus, I was focused on trying to kill myself, and you gotta time the athletics. You can't do a bunch of athletics and expect your body to die, right? It's very intricate work I do over here. It's very time consuming. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of brains to try to figure it out, how to do it right. You gotta starve myself and then take all the chemicals so my body thinks it's food, and you know I'm starving, and it's like, yes, thanks for the food, and I'm like, you're a dumbass, and it absorbs it all fast and shit. And then I gotta start eating again, and then get used to eating 3 meals a day after we've cut back to 1 or none. And then I've got to ramp it back up so my metabolism gets all big and strong again. Other than that, it won't absorb the poisons as fast. You know, so we're doing that. I know not to work out and do martial arts because that's going to be counterproductive. Taking care of my health is going to be counterproductive to killing myself. So, call me crazy, but I think working out might be getting in the way of it. But I use it to my advantage, you know, to ramp up my fucking metabolism, and then pow, fucking hammer it, and then drop the fuck off and hammer it from that position. You know, so I'm not trying to do fucking martial arts and shit fucking the other day. And plus, I already did some. My fucking body hurt. I wasn't planning on moving at all. But then that shit happened. And that was fake as fuck. Just like SpongeBob Kitten Killer. Her activities seem real fake and set the fuck up and shit. Just like SpongeBob Kitten Killer having the fucking clone. If that's the fakest shit on the planet, is living beings who are fake fucking aren't real. Fucking, so yeah. And then on top of that, I like know someone's gonna die because it happens so much when like it really feel we've reached a new plateau and like I'm sure I'm dead this time, right? Uh, like that girl who fucking showed me a voodoo doll of me and my arm was ripped, and then the next day her arm ripped the same way. I begin to notice things like that tend to happen. So what? Reverend Jesse Jackson dies. Um, I just like okay, yeah. I had the clone call me up. My mom called me up to tell me my one friend had or a person I used to know, who I said don't fucking talk to me about no more. Never has any respect. Never listens to anything I fucking say. Doesn't give a shit about me. It only wants to fucking talk and blab and waste my time. Um, that's its goal in everyone's life. We've all figured that out. I think everyone's figured that out. Um, that's just their personality. That's where they get off with forcing me to learn what narcissist is, I think, so I can define it. I can define, there's a name for it. Let me call a narcissist a narcissist. Huh. You might want to include in your definition a narcissist will probably assault you if you actually call him a narcissist. So just forget you ever learned this fucking word. But yeah. So yeah, put it all together. Fake. How fake is it? So what's going on? I'm pretty sure we're not wasting $1 billion on each human flesh suit, and this is not really, but I could be wrong. You know, we could be some really bored motherfuckers and spend centuries creating these fucking flesh mech suits, and it's not just beams of light and pixels and shit. Could be wrong because, hey, we're gonna get bored, right? You're bored, I'm bored. We're all bored except for SpongeBob Kill the Kittens. Killing Kitten Pants, fucking that motherfucker doesn't get bored by breathing. They're like, air in, air out, air in. Hey, Patrick, air out, Patrick. Ooh, I could do it too. SpongeBob Killing Kitten Pants. Who is this? Oh, yay! Air in. Fucking, but no. I mean, this is supposed to be a serious topic, right? And I'm not making this shit up. It's some shit. Obviously, I've seen creation stuff happen, and I'm like, yeah. And my ass fucking is, the size of the whole city, right? Yeah. I love those stories, the New Age stories where they're like, you're God and you're inventing everything. And it's like, yeah, well, I'm inventing you're a drug addict saying a bunch of dumbass shit and not to listen to you. How about that? Oops, the conundrum. It's a space time continuum conundrum. Who invented the liar? Did the liar invent the lie, or did a person invent a liar? Inventing lies. Ooh, the space-time continuum conundrum brought to you by Marvel Comics. Okay, so yeah, no. There's definitely some shit going on here. And I wasn't inventing SpongeBob killing kitten killer pants, fucking being so retarded they would put a wolf husky in the same house as their children and their little children and leave them alone. Their little children who are also mentally disabled. With the wolf. I mean, if anything, I'd be worried they might kill the puppy. more than anything, so I still wouldn't do that so they don't kill the puppy. Anyways, this all seems set up. So killing kittens is fun and entertainment. Apparently, here it's just Earth. It's part of the fun and excitement. You know, I've been wrong all along. When I was little, you know, people would talk about killing and skinning cats to make themselves a nice fur coat, or just killing and skinning them to throw it in the trash and have fun killing and skinning it. That's probably actually what they're doing. I don't think they even cared about recycling the fur. And I'd be like, you beat it with a bat or something, throw it off a bridge, but you know, it's not kill it and skin it. How about that? And as I get older, I realize, you know, maybe it looks to be like people are enjoying that type of shit there. SpongeBob Kitten Killer Pants might have been directed by a higher authority to kill the kittens. It does look very set up and staged. Now that we have evidence that my body can be pushed a direction, and you know, the rest of it, the clone shit, that seems real. Of course, it always boils down to I'm not taking enough acid. You know, you're not taking enough acid. You're not speaking with the DMT gods enough. You're not seeing enough fractals and melty colors. You know, the whole world isn't melting into a melted chocolate bar, because that's what the world's supposed to be, right? New Age and religion and all that. You just take all the acid until your brain literally starts melting over your optics, and so you start seeing the world as a melted chocolate bar. Fucking yeah. Space crack, man. Space drugs. Fucking gotta love it. So yeah. So we have that shit happening. I wonder how much before. I'm sure we'll get some good discussions on that one. I'll be waiting and shit. Fucking. Like I said, I've been thinking about, well, how does that work? How does that near-death experience work? How do so many people get it? And I've seen a lot of the times where it's just like you're just a hair off from dying, and it's like, nah, it doesn't even happen. And the semi's coming at you 80 miles per hour. You're not a hair off. You're either gonna get hit. You're either close enough to get hit, or you're not. It was like, ooh, what are the chances? I just scraped my knee a little bit when it drove by. I just happened to be just barely touching it, not even enough to even hurt. Fucking probably not. Just like all the rest of it, my hand gets broke after SpongeBob Not So Kitten Killer plays their games, and then SpongeBob Kitten Killer gets lined up, you know, Davis from the Bible and shit. Karen. That person's also Karen, too. Pretty much. Real close to it. Real close to it. It makes me wonder where that comes from and shit. Because that person, like, was like a SpongeBob Kitten Killer Karen. Their name was real close to Karen. Fucking. And it always makes me think of that person when they talk about a Walmart scooter person. Fucking. But I know a lot of people like that. That's just like 50. That's like women who talk. Fucking, isn't it? If they're not business women. Fucking. Anyways, so This is amazing. I'm gonna go eat and drink or something. Try to be merry, right? Are we trying to kill ourselves still? It's 8 p.m. We already heard enough earlier today. Gotta do something about the back pain, though, so we're gonna go drink. Okay.